If you're taking your dogs to the beach, there's a very high likelihood that when you leave the beach, your dog is going to bring a lot of sand and salt water with them into your car, your hotel room, wherever you're going next. So here are some tips on how to help prevent a lot of that sand from coming with you. The first and best tip I have for you is water wipes. These things are made for babies. They are chemical free. They're literally just wet water wipes. They're amazing. You can use this to clean the slobber and the sand off of their faces. It's really, really helpful around their eyes to protect their eyes. It is gentler than a paper towel. It's not going to crumble like tissue or toilet paper is, and it's going to get them clean. I cannot say enough for cleaning their faces with the water wipes before you do anything, because we don't want that sand in their eye that can actually cut and damage their eyeballs. You also want to make sure that you are wiping off their feet, because feet are going to accumulate a lot of sand. So before you are going into your car or going into a building, you may want to have some water wipes there just to kind of brush off the paws of their pads. Now, of course, there are other steps that you can be taking as well. There are, in a lot of beaches, showers that you can be using outside. Now, these are made for people, so most of these are going to be high, but some of them have spigots down low for you to wash your feet off with. And this is not ideal, but it is something that you can be doing. So not all beaches have it, not all boardwalks have it, but actively look for those things. They can help, and just be mindful of your dog. Not every dog is going to respond very well to water being dumped on them that way. So you can put your dog under there and you can just kind of wash them with your hands. If you really wanted, you could probably bring some dog soap, but I would actually save that for doing it in the hotel shower. If they are allowing dogs, they are going to be okay with you washing off your dog. And they also understand sand is going to come off of humans inside of your showers as well. So be mindful of what hotel room you are booking before you book it, to see if it's going to be easy for you to then wash your dog if that's something you want to do before you leave the beach. You can, of course, be using that water to like rinse them off. You can also take them on a nice little walk down the boardwalk that kind of taps off some of the sand and allows them to dry off. If they've been playing in the water, like my dogs love the water. Most of my dogs love the water. And so they will, if we have them outside and they're playing and we come right back inside, now all of a sudden our hotel room is also wet, or the back of the car is also wet. So taking them on a walk to kind of dry off and tap off a lot of that sand is going to be to your advantage. Now, they also have devices that you can get in most stores that sell dog things that will allow you to clean their paws. So it's kind of like a little silicone cup. I actually have one, but I had it packed for our last trip and I haven't unpacked it yet. And I'm not sure which bag it's in. And so it's just kind of like a little silicone cup. It is just kind of like this little U shape. And on the inside, it has little silicone prongs. It's kind of like it's like an inside out brush. It's like a brush on the inside, and you just stick your dog's feet through it. And because it has those little silicone, very gentle prongs, it just helps to get all the sand off. So you fill it up with a little bit of water. You can put some soap in it if you want, and you just shove their feet in and out of it a couple of times. And that is then going to allow a lot of that sand and debris and the dirt and the mud and the sand and the whatever to come off. This is also very helpful if you live in an area that's very muddy, very dirty. You've got like not a lot of grass, but a lot of dirt. If you live in a place that has clay for dirt, my gosh, let me tell you, it is very helpful to keep your carpets from getting all covered in orange clay. That is not fun. So you can kind of clean off their paws with those devices as well. But my top tip for all of this is the water wipes. This will help tremendously. Will it remove all the sand? No. Is it going to fix all of your problems? No, but it is dang close. Let's call the water wipes the Mary Poppins of the dog world. You can do so much with water wipes. I have lots of videos on how you can be using baby products for dogs. I cannot say enough, like above and beyond everything else, water wipes. Those are my tips to you. Water wipes are the best because you can take care of their faces very gently. You can brush off the sand from their fur. You can clean off their feet, which I clean off my dog's feet all the time because I live in a place that has clay, unfortunately, and I just have to keep that carpet nice and clean. So we wash those off when we come inside after it's been muddy or they've been playing too hard. Water wipes are great for here's a pro tip for you. When you're done being outside with your dog, just kind of run this over their bare skin. So you don't have to worry about their fur, but like tummies, under chins, their little paw pads, those things are going to be sensitive areas. And if your dog has allergic reactions, like one of my poor babies is so allergic to everything, I actually have to wash her down with a water wipe every time we bring her inside, or she will completely break out. It's a really, really big deal. And so these water wipes, if you are in any environment, the beach, the mountain, you're hiking out on a hill, whatever, just kind of wiping them down after some form of like being out of your normal environment is going to work to your advantage. I cannot say enough good things about it. So having a water wipes to kind of brush off the sand, clean up their faces, make sure all that slobber, because they're out running, you know how that gets, is going to help to take care of them. And then you can use your advantage, the natural things that are around you. So you're going to use, if they have those little showers outside, use that before you go inside. If you can't get them up to the hotel room, get them right in that tub and rinse them off. They're already wet, right? And so you are going to use little paw cleaners if you want, or you can just kind of tolerate the sand. Now, if they are going to be wearing harnesses at the beach, which I highly recommend you do, I have a whole video on what you can be taking leash-wise for your dogs to the beach. You should absolutely watch it if you're going to the beach. It is incredibly important. If they're wearing those harnesses, where I mentioned you should have specific beach harnesses because they're going to get all wet and sandy and saltwatery and slobbery and all those things. As soon as you get them into the hotel room or into the car, take the harness off for two reasons. One, we want to get the sand off so it's not all over your hotel room. Take it out on your deck and just beat out the thing. If you don't have the ability to do that, maybe go out into the hall and find a garbage can, because the ones inside of the room usually teeny tiny. So go out into the hallway, find the bigger garbage can, and just knock it on the side of it so that it falls into the garbage can and you can get rid of a lot of that sand. But you also don't want that to be trapped up against your dog's skin. So if they've just been out running and they have the harnesses on under their little legs or on their tummies or on their backs, you don't want that just like gritting against their skin. That's going to irritate it and that's going to cause you problems. So make sure you are just getting off as much sand as possible. You can even rinse those harnesses off and let them dry and then put them on. Have a couple of different versions so you can rotate through them if you need to. But that's another video. If you want to talk about it, go ahead and let me know. But making sure that you are cleaning your dogs off when you leave a sandy area, when you leave the beach, is going to be helpful. You don't want that salt water sitting on their skin for too long. So if you were at the beach, you're on vacation, and you're going to be there for a couple of days, you don't necessarily have to give them a bath every single day, but you might want to, get the sand off, rinse them off a little bit. And then when you get home or before you leave, right before you leave, you can use the hotel shower to kind of clean them off, give them a bath, make sure that salt water is off of them. You don't want that to sit for a long period of time. That is not going to be helpful. And then make sure that you are just doing your best to manage and maintain the sand that you will be collecting in the saltwater and the slobber and all of the things that you'll be collecting at the beach. If you have more questions on traveling to the beach with your dog, go ahead and let me know. We are breaking down hotels that are really good to stay at, places that are really good to visit for your dog. We are breaking down products that are going to help you as you are traveling with your dogs, not just to the beach, but in general traveling. Go ahead and let us know things that we should be checking into and looking into and trying and reviewing for you before you are investing in this as well. And if you've got questions on how to live your best dog parent life, I'm more than happy to get those answered for you and to bring in experts who have even more knowledge in certain areas than I do. So we want to make sure that you are happy, healthy, and doing the best you can with you and your dog. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.